Like we need to send you back to Lake Lao, guy.
She's sleeping. She must be exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, she just keeled over. Wasn't expecting that.
I bet she watched over Baul the entire time he was evolving. She probably didn't get much sleep. She probably had no idea when the hunting blades would attack either.
She was putting up a brave front, but she must have been near the end of her rope.
She's just dumb. She doesn't know how to express what she's feeling.
Mind you of somebody?
And I'm really glad we're able to help Judy out.
We can finish talking with her tomorrow. We should let her sleep now. In fact, I wouldn't mind a little shut-eye myself. We still haven't heard Judy's side, so we can't say anything, but she sure caused the guild a major headache, breaking Blastias all on her own. There's no getting around that fact, no matter what her reasons. We have to settle this. Man, I hate waiting.
You should demote her.
Are you thinking about Judy?
Yeah. I'm wondering what we should do about her.
It's true that she broke the guild's laws and betrayed us.
I always thought that a guild's strict adherence to its own laws was what kept it together. That there could be no exceptions, no lenience for those who would break the laws. But
She did what she did to save the world. Judy is destroying Blastia because she knows it's the right thing to do, even if it makes people hate her.
yep. Judith didn't break our laws in order to do something bad. I know this now. I'm gonna talk with her about it and give it some more thought. I'll figure this out eventually.
Oh yeah?
Maybe if I become a little more decisive, Nan will listen to me too.
Good luck with that. My chocolate shipped today. I should get it in 6 to 10 years.
Oh, Yuri.
Sorry to interrupt while you were thinking.
Ever since I took Belius's life without meaning to, I've wanted to know what it means to be the child of the full moon, so the same thing doesn't happen again. I've always thought that it was my duty to know, but after what happened to Belius...
That's how everyone is. They do something, they learn. They do something else, they learn more.
You too, Yuri?
Yeah?
Maybe if I had known everything ahead of time, I wouldn't have made any mistakes.
There's only one thing I can say for sure.
Not how mistakes are made, Estelle.
What's that?
Maybe you wouldn't have made any mistakes, but it sure would have been boring.
I really wonder.
Who cares about Belius? We've had an exciting journey because of it. Get out of here.
So does an old man past his prime fit into the picture at all?
What are you whining about, old man? Why are you past your prime?
What Judith was talking about before, Hermes Blastia, was it? Blastia created with techniques that should have been lost in the war are still active. Do you know what this means?
I guess someone who survived the war brought either Blastia or those techniques back with him.
If that person was still using the Blastia, even though he knew it was harmful to the Earth, someone like that would have to be quite the villain indeed.
Old man, don't tell me you...
Hey now, yours truly was nothing but an innocent youth on the straight and narrow back then. I wouldn't do something like that even on my worst day.
I was just trying to trick you into giving yourself away. You're a slippery one.
Son of a... When are you gonna learn some respect for your elders?
That would be a nice twist if Raven was the enemy the whole time.
Don't fall overboard.
Oh, I'll be careful. Yuri, the world sure is big.
Yeah. Even though we're flying this high in the air, we still can't see everything.
If the world's this big, I guess it makes sense that there'd be so many things we don't know. It might not make that much of a difference whether I get my memories back or not.
Are you saying you'd be okay with not getting them back?
I'm saying that I'm not the only one who feels restless and anxious not knowing the truth. Everyone's worried about something, even you and Estelle.
You think so?
Isn't that why everyone's here? Isn't that why Judy came back?
And is that why you're here too?
I don't want to be alone.
You know, you're being pretty honest today.
I'm always honest.
Really? Well, maybe you are.
Maybe. I'll have to think about it a little bit. Let's save before we finish talking to everybody else. We just got something interesting there on the table.
Is that the core from the Ceres Blastia that Judy destroyed?
Yes, it's definitely cut with a different formula than a usual core. It looks like what she said was true.
She said she wasn't too good at lying after all.
To discover that the new technique you created was bad for the world, after what must have been years of research. I can't imagine how the person who created the Hermes technique must have felt.
Well, what if it had been you?
If I found out that it hurt the Earth, I would have to do something about it. But I wouldn't destroy the Blastia like that.
What the?
Nothing.
Don't do that to me.
If only things weren't so complicated. I could have just blasted her into oblivion and been done with it.
You had an epiphany and you're not even going to tell me about it? Down to sleep. Better sleep a little bit longer. Wraith are waiting longer.
Morning, Yuri.
Morning.
It's a beautiful morning, but even as we stand here, the air is out of balance, and our world may already be dying.
That's right.
Such a simple journey, and now the world is in danger.
Judy!
Well, look who's feeling better.
In the past, these slight fluctuations of the air have not negatively affected our world. There have always been beings who maintain the balance by sensing changes in the airflow. Beings like Pharaoh and Baul, the Entelekea.
So the Entelekea were responsible for keeping the air balanced.
For ages, the Entelekea have regulated the air, but the recent increase has been greater than they could control.
Which is being caused by the Hermes Blastia.
And which is also why you were going around taking down as many of them as you could.
Yes, that was my mission. The path I walk with Baul, to whom I owe my life.
The path you walk.
Now some would even hunt the Entelekea for Apatheia. This has made the mission of the Entelekea even more difficult.
Why is everybody so crazy about these Apatheia anyway?
I'm afraid I don't have an answer. The air an Entelekea absorbs becomes condensed within its body over time. When its life is at an end, that condensed air forms a crystal, an Apatheia. That's all I know. I imagine Pharaoh could shed more light on the subject, though.
So Apatheia are crystals of concentrated air. If that's true and the energy could be extracted from the Apatheia, it would be a source of overwhelming power, I'm sure.
Could we really do that?
I don't know.
But if that's possible, there must be tons of guys who want those things.
I bet somebody wants to use these things for the wrong reasons.
Why didn't you just tell us all this from the beginning?
Seriously, we could have avoided all this trouble if you just talked to us. Am I wrong?
Even if you had known, there are things not even you could have prevented.
What do you mean?
I showed up at Heliord because Baul had sensed a disturbance in the air. Where there was a disturbance, there was sure to be a Hermes Blastia. But what I found there was not a Blastia, it was a person. That had never happened before.
So it wasn't like you were looking for Estelle in particular back at Heliord.
Yet for some reason, Baul perceived Estelle as a disturbance in the air. I had to find out why. For the sake of the path I've chosen, it was at that time that Pharaoh first appeared. He seemed to have some idea who Estelle was. My mission was to destroy all the Hermes Blastia. However, Estelle was obviously not a Blastia. I needed to make absolutely certain. I made a deal with Pharaoh, and he agreed to grant me some time.
You mean...
If it became apparent that her existence posed too great a threat, then I would kill her.
You what?
Wait! Rita!
Settle down. Obviously, Judith reached a different conclusion.
All right, I get it.
Obligatory sucker.
Belius said you possess a heart of compassion. If you can communicate that to Pharaoh somehow, you may learn what you should do.
Hey, there's no real reason for you to fight Pharaoh anymore, right?
Who said anything about fighting Pharaoh? We wanted to talk to him. What? Rita!
I mean, we know the Hermes Blastia are what's causing the problem and everything. If we just make sure the Apatheia don't fall into the wrong hands...
I still want to meet Pharaoh. I want to hear what he has to tell me.
But...
Please try to understand. I have to know more about myself and take responsibility for who I am.
All right.
Sorry, Yuri. I don't think we can decide what to do about Judith right away.
Why is that?
I promise not to leave again until things have been settled, as you said. I need to accept that responsibility myself.
Let's go and find Pharaoh. We'll finally be getting around to one of the first things we set out to do.
Yeah, right.
We can work out the rest once this is finished.
There is a rocky crag in the center of the sands of Kogor. That is where Pharaoh lives.
I went there once. Didn't let me do anything there.
Baul can take us there.
Okay, let's go. This meeting's been a long time coming.
He'd coming. Alright, so do I get to control Baul? Do I get to fly around the world?
I can communicate with Baul, but there are still a few things you should know.
Like what?
Baul can only land on the ground in wide, open spaces, so you won't be able to dismount on steep mountain ranges or in narrow canyons.
Can't he land on water?
Water's no good either.
Really? He looks like he'd be a good swimmer.
Yeah, he'd sink like a rock.
Like to explain that one? Water's a fluid, air's a fluid.
Huh. Who knew?
But that's why we have a ship, right?
Right. If you'd like to get down onto the ocean, let me know. Baul will set our ship down there for us.
Okay, but what should we do when we want to fly again?
Use Baul's horn to call him to you.
Bowels. That's all there is to it?
Every Intellekea has a special region in its brain that can be used for communication with a special power Critians possess.
Huh. So we can get a hold of him by using that.
Right.
Baul's horn. Oh dear. Look. There we go. Land. Oh wait, no, that was all Baul. I can fly, but I can't save.
Judith, you're familiar with Pharaoh, aren't you?
Is he really as scary as he seems?
Well, let's see. Sometimes he's logical, sometimes he's emotional. He can be really scary or really kind.
All right, that didn't help very much.
One thing's certain, his power is extraordinary, even among the Intellekea.
Here's hoping we don't wind up looking like poor old Mount Temza the moment we meet him.
If he can do that to a mountain, there wouldn't be anything left if he turned on us.
I wish you wouldn't joke about scary things like that.
Why should we get scared before we even get there? Especially if he's that strong.
Wish I could take it as lightly as you and Yuri.
Just say you ain't afraid of no ghost. Alright, I can get used to this. I can fly. I can touch the sky. I can think about it every night and day. Spread them wings and fly away.
We do battle with all our might.
I know there's more to it.
this lot is resist!
I believe I could soar? Something running through an open door? Something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. So I can fly around. Go and get some stuff on the map.
I never imagined you'd be able to speak with the Entelekea.
Well, I use a Critian technique to do it. Wait, do I detect a little jealousy?
Maybe. Right, Rapide?
Yuri, you want to talk to Rapide?
I think the two of you understand each other well enough already.
I got him pretty well figured out, but I don't know if he understands me.
I think he feels the same way.
Well played. Oh, man. I love these skits. Oh, God. All we're missing is Mr. Flynn. Oh, that didn't even show up on my map. Okay. You know, when you get the flying capabilities, that usually marks the second half of the game, so I guess there is a possibility, small, but a possibility. We could be reaching the second, the next half of the 50% of this game. That was a really weird way to say that.
Pharaoh, Belius, Baul? What sort of beings are Entelekea anyway?
They are the oldest intelligent life forms on Tercalumares.
So, they aren't monsters?
They aren't. It's said that they have a higher level of awareness than humans, though they don't have a civilization.
Shiver me timbers! The Entelekea were smart!
The reports we get from Baul are pretty accurate.
He's a smart boy.
For some reason, he doesn't speak human. I don't know if English, the language they speak. Oh, you can fly here. Not quite what I wanted. Wanted to save right before I did this, just in case we have to fight Pharaoh. Pretty sure Pharaoh's probably like level 85 or some nonsense.
So this is where Pharaoh is?
Should be. I wasn't able to see him when we came to the desert, but I think this is where we can meet him.
I hope nothing bad will happen. What if he suddenly attacks us?
I can't make any guarantees. I don't think we'll have a say in the matter.
That just means we need to do our best so nothing bad happens.
Carol, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. I should go.
Pharaoh sure did pick a bleak place to live in, don't you think?
They say this area used to be covered in lush greenery.
Why did it turn into this rocky desert?
I don't know that much.
Estelle, are you really going to meet him?
How many times you gotta freaking ask? You've asked this question probably at least 20 times during the whole journey of Estelle finally saying, I want to go meet Pharaoh. You've just been constantly questioning her every step of the way. Can you let this girl just make a decision for herself?
Even though you could be killed?
Yes, I've already made peace with this decision.
Rita, you've been acting a little funny ever since hearing Judy's story on the ship. Do you have a problem with meeting Pharaoh?
I just think it'll be hard on her to hear what he has to say. But it's too late to turn back now. We've come this far after all.
Let's hope I can get on the ship and save the cabin or whatever. Oh well, actually, I am gonna save. I feel like the chances are pretty high that we're gonna have to fight this guy. And, you know, as much as I have confidence in myself, I don't have very much confidence that Pharaoh will play fair. Oh. Sorry. I only thought of that when I said it. So, there's that. No regrets. Anything back here? Would have been a clever treasure chest if there was. Here we go. Here we go.
Well, he doesn't seem to be here. Maybe he's off somewhere taking a nap.
Pharaoh, you are here, aren't you?
Insipid poison, you appear before me at last.
So you are here. Is that how you greet all your guests, Pharaoh? By calling them names?
For what reason have you come to me? Surely you are aware that I could end your existence with a mere thought.
You talk pretty big, don't you? Well, if you really want to fight, I'd hate to disappoint you.
Yuri, no! Everyone, please wait! Estelle! Pharaoh, please hear what I have to say.
Does death hold no fear for you, little one? For you gaze now into the mouth of death itself.
I am afraid, but I'm even more afraid of dying without knowing who I really am. Belius told me I needed to meet you to learn about my destiny. I have to know just what that destiny is. I understand that I am a threat to the Entelekea, but you said that I am a poison to this world. What is this power I have? Just who is the child of the full moon? If it is true that my existence cannot be tolerated, then it's okay if I have to die. But I at least deserve to know why it is I have to die. Please tell me, I beg of you.
There was a time when this was a verdant land, sheltered by the blessing of an air crene.
So there was an air crene here. But what happened? Why did it change?
Can you let the man finish the story?
What you see are the results of too much air and its aftermath. As to why the air ran rampant, the answer lies with the poison brought by the child of the full moon.
Huh?
The power of the child of the full moon stimulates the air crene more than any blastia.
Huh?
Blastia convert air into energy by way of a formula. So if Estelle can use her healing arts without the aid of any blastia, she must possess a formula in her very being that lets her convert air into energy. Judith was searching for blastia that used a particular kind of formula. So, this special formula Estelle has must also consume massive amounts of air, which causes the air crene to become more active and pump out more air than they should. I had hoped my hypothesis would have been wrong.
Then
It is as she has said. With each use of her power, the child of the full moon uses far more air than the blastia. In so doing, the imbalance of air in this world is furthered. For the planet, such an existence can only be called a poison.
So you just wipe it out then? Little quick to judge, aren't you, Pharaoh?
This problem concerns the entire planet, and she is its cause. To do nothing would be unparalleled folly.
If the problem's with Estelle, then it's for us to solve.
That's right. We can't let anyone else handle it.
Do you know who you're talking back to?
The gravity of this situation is beyond your grasp.
You don't honestly think that everything's gonna be all sunshine and rainbows if Estelle dies, do you?
It would at least eliminate one problem.
Pharaoh, at Heliord I stopped myself. And again at Dawngrest I stopped you. What I thought was a Blastia turned out to be a human. Before I realized it, I had lost my way. I never thought this child could be as great a danger as you had said.
And due to your confusion, I granted you the time necessary to see things as they are. As a result, my sister Belius is now lost to me. Enough. This power will bring only ruin.
Not sure I understand all this, but if her power's the problem, why can't she just not use it?
There can be no guarantee she will not try to use the power.
That's true. She does have trouble turning a blind eye to things happening around her. Someday she will surely use her power to help someone. However, as long as she keeps that spirit of compassion, she cannot only be seen as harmful. She is not like a Blastia. I know that you can feel the difference.
Compassion alone will not save this world.
Listen, Pharaoh, I get that you've thought all this through with everybody's best interest in mind, but why doesn't that world have a place for Estelle?
It is sometimes necessary to remove a part to save the whole.
I don't buy that for a second.
You don't? You killed Rago for basically that reason and used that reason to justify it to Flynn, and you killed Cumore and used the same reason to justify it to Flynn. So what are you saying, Yuri?
What makes you so high and mighty that you're the one to decide who gets cut and who doesn't?
Have you looked at the guy?
We have endured the anxiety of existence for far greater a span than you can conceive.
Yuri's being extremely hypocritical right now. I gotta say.
Such words mean nothing from those who call this world home for but a fleeting moment.
Pharaoh, please, listen. The important thing is finding a way to stop the excessive air, correct? We still have time left to search for such a thing.
Judith.
And if the effects of Estelle's power reach their absolute limit, I will kill her as promised. You should have no complaint with this.
Hey, Judith, are you serious?
I'm sure brave Vesperia will come up with something before that happens, right?
What? Yeah, of course we will.
Who's gonna be paying us for this job?
Score one for Judith. So that settles it.
Homeboy didn't agree yet.
If we humans are to blame for Estelle's problem and bringing on the apocalypse, then it's up to us to make things right. If we give it all we've got and still blow it, then you can slow roast us on a grill for all I care.
You have changed. If you were still as before.
Have I? That is nice to hear.
Very well. Be ever mindful, though, that time is fleeting.
Wait! If the formulas are causing the excessive air, then there must have been times when this happened in the past. I mean, the Blastia were a product of an ancient civilization.
There exist those who have inherited the sins of the past. If any yet can speak of what occurred in the days of old, it is they.
Duke. Putting my money on Duke.
He's gone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for everything, Yuri.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
Judith, you too.
No problem. But hey,
What?
it's okay if I have to die? What the hell was that?
I'm sorry.
I don't want to hear that again.
I'm sorry.
Baka?
Man, I was really worried there for a while.
That was kind of intimidating. I'm actually really surprised that Pharaoh didn't put up much of a verbal battle there, let alone a physical battle.
We were pretty lucky that Bruiser was in a mood for conversation. Poor Raven's heart can't handle that sort of stuff anymore.
You're pretty gutless for an old man.
Geez, Patty, you've really got nerves of steel.
If he really wanted to kill Estelle, he'd have attacked us immediately. And that's what I can't figure out.
I imagine Pharaoh was conflicted as well. He hid himself from us in the desert to see just what we were made of.
Huh. Maybe he wasn't as bad as we thought after all.
You might be right. I get the feeling he'd do whatever's necessary when push comes to shove.
That sounds like you.
Maybe.
But what are we gonna do, Yuri? You heard what he said.
We're going to fix the problems the air's causing, and that's all.
That's easier said than done. We're pretty much at square one, you know.
Mm-hmm. And no one wants to be at square one.
There's no doubt that the formulas are related somehow to the air getting used up. We need to find out about the ancient Blastia, and if they went berserk or not. If we had that kind of information, it might give us a clue.
Ask those who have inherited the sins of the past about the days of old. Or at least that's what Pharaoh said.
The Kritia were the ones to invent the Blastia. In other words, we need to ask a Kritian who is still familiar with the old stories.
Yeah, the Kritia are often credited as the inventors of the Blastia.
There isn't much left of the Critian city of Timza, though.
It'd be a lot easier if there were more cities.
The hidden city of Miorzo. It is far older than Temza, and the birthplace of the Kritia. The first Blastia also originated there.
Really? Well, what do you know? You wouldn't happen to know where this Miorzo might be, would you, darling?
I've heard that name somewhere. There was a Critian in Ospio. I'm sure they mentioned something about it.
Do you think that person might still be there?
Well, there's no harm in checking it out.
Judith, are you coming with us?
I should. We still have the issue of the guild to straighten out.
So, to Ospio then.
Wanna straighten out this guild business? Also, where's Aspio? I don't know where that's at.
All that stuff about the balance of the world is pretty hard to take in.
Yeah, I hadn't even been outside the capital until just a while ago myself. And now we're here talking about the fate of the world. You never know what life will bring you.
But isn't that what makes it interesting?
I don't think we can afford to be that relaxed anymore. Estelle doesn't have much time left.
What's the harm? It's not as if acting all serious is gonna solve anything.
Besides, Estelle will notice if we look all worried.
Well, maybe so, but
We won't forget what Pharaoh said. Relax.
I know, it's just...
Estelle's got it the worst. If we get too down about this, we won't be much help to her.
Yeah. Relax. Relax. Go anywhere over there. See, so this is this place. Place is over here. And this is Nordopolica. What is that? I don't know what that is, but need to go someday. Probably that might be the Critian village place. What's going on there? Is that like a cave back there or something? Right. Just a nice place. I like nice places. Fine. Place is nice. Great. Here's that. Nice place. Okay. Need some dragon bones here, or some kind of bones. This I don't want to fight any of these monsters because I don't know what their levels might be. I'm only like level 30 something. Place looks like an actual place. It is in fact an actual place. A mystic orb out of that. No idea what it does. Is that a tower over there? I don't know if I'm... Well, presumably there's like 25 more hours of this game to go, so might as well keep picking up these things as I come across them. Might as well. This looks like the very first city that we do. Everybody's gonna be freaking out. The Baul flying over. Okay, so we can go to right now. This something that I can grab? It is. Unexpected. Like there's a cave right there. I'm curious about said cave. Right? No luck on that. Okay. Ospio is the mage guild place. I know where that's at. Now that I know where I'm at. I'll keep on grabbing these things and make my way slowly over there. Okay. There it is right there. Long time ago, I had mentioned that I thought you could fight the Lord of the Plain. Actually, might as well enter this and see if they got anything new to say to me. I haven't been here in a long time. Sure they got something new. What, you're charging me now? You mean to tell me you defeated a hermit drill? Yeah, we ran into it while we were traveling and somehow we ended up fighting it. You have my thanks. We didn't fight the monster to help you. We just happened to run into it by chance. Even still, thank you. Take this at least. Fragment of the Skies. Alright, if you've given up on trying to beat them yourself, I don't agree with relying on others to do your work for you. Well, don't worry about it. Tell me you've defeated a green menace? Yes, thank you. Menace teeth. How many other ones that I defeat? Heard that 2 of the Gigantomonsters have been slain. As far as we know, 9 still left. The very center of Elykia, the Chimera butterfly lives in the garden hidden in the forest. I know where that's at, but it was hidden behind bushes or something. I need like a upgraded sorcerer ring or something like that. Southern part, Buddha lurks within a closed-off forest. Desier Medusa butterfly. Aerobronch. Pulses within the sacred land of the Kritia. Griffin. Bloody Beak. Lips of Wekia? Any of the other ones are yet. That is all. Alright, we'll spend a 50. Hey. So you're looking at that sword again. The one that belonged to someone you respect. The sword belonged to His Highness Regin, the brother of the Emperor. Regin, isn't that the King of Adventure you mentioned earlier? The one you named your inn after? A while back, His Highness led an expedition into the wilderness. It was called the Regin Expeditionary Force. My father was a member of that force. So is the Expeditionary Force still active? You don't know? You haven't heard what happened? Sorry, I'm not too knowledgeable about famous historical figures. The Regent Expeditionary Force set out to defeat the world's gigantomonsters, but they were annihilated. Ah, Carol mentioned something about that. So you set out to avenge your father? To avenge my father? No, it's nowhere near that noble. If I defeat the gigantomonsters, I can finally go back to my hometown. At least that's what I planned on doing. These days, we've been reduced to mere wanderers. What's so bad about that? I must defeat the gigantomonsters, otherwise we'll never be free. The gigantomonsters mean too much to you to be able to enjoy the wandering life, eh? Let's see. Okay. I'll be more than happy to kill off the gigantomonsters. Just gonna take some time. I gotta find them, and I gotta find a way to get to them, and you know, it's just a lot of work. But while I'm at it, Homeboy Slices down here. Where would the Lord of the Plains be hiding? He attacked here last time. Oh, I was like, oh, that's him! Found him! Did not find him. I did not find him. But yeah, you got anything good for me? Actually, I'm gonna go over here. Okay, ain't got nothing. I got some money though, so now two changes in art act depending. Buy one of those. Need roper tentacles. One tortoise shell. And sure. Buy that for you. Alright, let's spend the long amount of time going through this stuff. Increases the amount of gold earned after battle when Carol's in the party. The drop rate when Repeat is in the party. Want to get rid of those flare stones yet. Especially on Patty of all people. Really? I need some stuff. Not on a lot of stuff. Counter bonus. I'd be missing elemental. Bark occasionally cancels all enemy and ally actions with taunt. Whoa. We'll stick to things that we can make. Fender bow. Kind of expensive. I really not have one of those? Quick trigger. Transform bow, we have one of those. We're picking one. And also gonna take a flare stone, but it's Rita, and I think she's gonna be in the final party, so I'm okay giving her a little bit more. Just tails and rabbit ears. We have that. Grand Scepter. Unity and Fatal They're all very, very nice. That's better. If I'd be losing out on those, I can just make another one of those. I'm tempted to get... Oh, well. Wekia or whatever. I don't know why I went back, I'm sorry. Immunity seemed pretty important, so we'll hold off on the Grand Scepter A or Alpha or however you want it. Dragon Tooth, that's what we have equipped. Akujo. Takes 2 wolf fangs. Create one of those. Take one of my wolf fangs. Those are still useful. E-share. Does he really not have that? Have EXP share, man. Deaths. EP recover? Increases the amount of... Ooh. Ooh. We'll do that. I don't know, a lot of stuff. Exchange. Not really worth right now. Vorpal sword. Froststone still. Don't have a flamberge. I think I'm gonna take that. Take both wolf fangs. Seems like not gonna make it to the stream here without up on some. Deep. Combo plus for you. You already have one. This is pretty cheap. Second attack. That's nice. One of those. Alright, that's all of those. Can you believe it? Limit trio. Already have. Still for the life of me. Oh, I need wolf fangs. Grr. Any upgrades? Any upgrades at all for Yuri? Nope. Anybody. Get 7 on that. 43 on that. The most expensive thing. What's that they got? Don't really care about Patty right now. Gothic dress. I got to destroy stuff. What? That. Range mark. Press that slightly shortens the time a mage is immobile after casting a spell. That is so good. Oh my gosh, I need that. Wow, I need the TP one of those. Okay, well then. That was all that.
Synthesis artisans are amazing. They produce such lovely items in such a short time.
Yes, it really is an art. The quality is always second to none, too. And the same artisan is always sneaking into the cities we visit just before we get there.
What? Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. I wish I had half the vitality he has. We're nothing compared to how much he gets around.
Yeah, right, okay. There's no way he could do that.
Really? Do you think it's more likely that the world's full of such skilled artisans?
You too, Judith? You really believe that?
And he must have great instincts, too. We should see about getting him to join Brave Vesperia.
Really? Carol, the next time we meet him, let's see if he'll join.
Right, okay.
Whoa, I think those two actually fell for all that.
The princess and the kids still have a lot to learn.
I hear they're actually using Blastia to do the synthesis.
You know, maybe we got a little carried away.
I'm gonna go ask him right now. Look at that. Can't even get him to do it. Alrighty, well, I guess I went a little overboard with synthesizing. It wasn't my intention, I promise. Yeah, I guess this is the time to call it quits for today. And tomorrow we shall continue for Tales of Vesperia. Well, I guess I don't remember why we're going to Aspio. Oh, to find the Elven Village. They're not elves, but calling them elves. I forget what they're supposed to be called. Not coming to mind. But anyways, I'll be back tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific. Gonna hopefully maybe pump in like 3 hours tomorrow since it's Friday. And then this weekend, more play time. Yeah. Gonna play as much as I can on Saturday and Sunday. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. See you to madre. Peace. Not the right one.